Hi everybody, my name is Mr. Francy and welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. Today I am embarking upon the impossible journey that always ends up just being a wonderful treat that lasts many, many years. I am talking about my bookshelf tour. Okay, so I don't normally say the words, if you like this video, please give it a big old thumbs up, but I do in my bookshelf tours because they take 5 hours behind the scenes to do and then end up being like a 15, 20, maybe 25-minute video in the end because of all the stuff that has to go on behind the scenes. So if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. It'd really help me out. But as much as it takes a long time to do these videos, and I always go in thinking, oh gosh, here we go again, I always enjoy watching the final product back, and I hope you do too. If you've been wondering what all this is behind me, you are about to find out what it is, as we go through every single book in my bookshelf, in the quickest way possible. Yes, I call it the one book nonsense, where literally we go boom, 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 and I show you every single book that I have. Usually I will tell you the book title and the author as well as my star rating I gave it. I'm not going to do it this time. It's been nearly 3 years since I've done my first bookshelf tour and I don't remember a lot of the star ratings I gave for the older books. So to keep it even, no star ratings will be discussed in this one. I will just be saying the book title name and the author name and sometimes telling you the editions of the books in case you want to go and purchase those editions yourself. Alright, enough from me. I'm sure you want to get right into the bookshelf tour. So let's go. Here is the bookshelf tour in 3, 2, 1, go! Hey everyone, the Mr. Francy Reads bookshelf tour. Let's begin! Starting off with the Amish Candy Shop series by Amanda Flower. Amish Candy Shop Holidays averages out to be 4 stars. I already broke my rule on star rating. Let's continue without star ratings. Amish Candy Shop series. All of the books so far that are out in order. Assaulted Caramel, Lethal Licorice, Premeditated Peppermint, Toxic Toffee, Marshmallow Malice, Lemon Drop Dead, and Peanut Butter Panic. All of these books are part of the Amish Candy Shop series and they're all by Amanda Flower. On to the sister series to that series, the Amish Matchmaking series. Matchmaking Can Be Murder, Courting Can Be Killer, and Marriage Can Be Mischief. These are also all by Amanda Flower. Now to the Poppy McAllister mystery series by Libby Klein. Class Reunions Are Murder, Midnight Snacks Are Murder, Restaurant Weeks Are Murder, Theatre Nights Are Murder, Wine Tastings Are Murder, Beauty Expos Are Murder, and Antique Auctions Are Murder. All of these books are the Poppy McAllister Cozy Mystery series by Libby Klein. Next up, we have the Secrets and Scrabble series by Josh Lanyon. Book 1, Murder at Pirates Cove. Book 2, Secret at Skull House. Book 3, Mystery at the Masquerade. Book 4, Scandal at the Salty Dog. And the latest book released in this series, Book 5, Body at Buccaneers Bay. All of these are by Josh Lanyon. Next up are the first 3 books in the Hayley Powell Food and Cocktail series by Lee Hollis. Book 1, Death of a Kitchen Diva. Book 2, Death of a Country Fried Redneck. And Book 3, Death of a Coupon Clipper. All of these are part of the Hayley Powell Food and Cocktail mystery series by Lee Hollis. On to the Spelford Cove mystery series by Samantha Silver. If you followed me long enough, you know what I'm going to do. The Witching Flower, Book 1, Meow Meow. Book 2, Double Double Tartan Trouble, Meow Meow. Book 3, A Baker's Coven, Meow Meow. Book 4, With a Charm on Top, Meow Meow. Book 5, Icing on the Curse, Meow Meow. Book 6, Bread and Bewitching, Meow Meow. And Book 7, Proof is in the Potion, Meow Meow. Nice throwback to every time I've done that for all these individual books throughout the year. These books are part of the Spelford Cove mystery series and they're all by Samantha Silver. It'd be really hard for me to get all these down, so I'm just going to quickly go through them. I have all the books in the Harry Potter series: Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, as well as Order of Phoenix, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, as well as Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. They are all the English UK original editions. Took a while to track down, I'm glad I have them. And the Vampire Academy series, going from left to right. Book 1 is Vampire Academy, Book 2 Frostbite, Book 3 Shadow Kiss, Book 4 Blood Promise, Book 5 Spiritbound, Book 6 Last Sacrifice. They are by Rochelle Mead. The Harry Potter books are by J.K. Rowling. And then The Rage of Dragons at the end is by Evan Winter, and it's holding up all the rest, so I just don't want to risk having them all collapse on me. And now on to the books you've seen in the frame the entire time. Starting off with the first 2 books in the Steel and Fire series, Book 1 Duel of Fire and Book 2 King of Mist. I think I will be unhauling these at the end of the year because I've decided not to continue on with the series, but I do love the covers. Some people have commented on my Shadowhunters series and how the spine continues on, and I do love that too. I purchased all of my editions from Amazon, and I did purchase them one at a time, so it's not like you need to purchase them in a box set. You can purchase each one individually as you go along, but yeah, I'd recommend Amazon. Let's go through them. Book 1, City of Bones. Book 2, City of Ashes. Book 3, City of Glass. Book 4, City of Fallen Angels. How many of you know what I'm going to say now? If you know, you've been with me a long time and I truly appreciate it. Book number 5 with the gorgeous Alec on the cover. City of Lost Souls. And Book 6, City of Heavenly Fire. So these are the 6 books in the Mortal Instruments, or what I call Shadowhunters series. There are many other books in many other series in this world, and I'm going to buddy read a couple of them next year over on my Discord, so feel free to come along and join if you're interested. Next up, we have some more cozy mysteries, and I'm probably going to unhaul these as well at the end of the year. None of them just have a special place in my heart, and I want to make more room, but here we go. Starting off on the left with the Nantucket Candlemaker Mystery Series by Kristen Brecker. Book 1, Murder's No Vote of Confidence. Book 2, Murder Makes Sense. And Book 3, 15 Minutes of Flame. Once again, these are the only 3 books, it's a trilogy, in a Nantucket Candlemaker Mystery Series by Kristen Brecker. Now on to the Silver Six Crafting Mystery Series by Nancy Haddock. Book 1, Basket Case. Book 2, Paint the Town Dead. And Book 3, A Crime of Poison. So once again, this is from the Silver Six Crafting Mystery Series by Nancy Haddock. And the last of my cozy mystery series for now in this bookshelf tour is the Cape Cod Foodie Mystery Series by Amy Pershing. And as you can see, that book does not want to stand up. Book 1, A Side of Murder. Book 2, An Eggnog to Die For. And Book 3, Murder is No Picnic. And now on to my complete Kiera Cass collection. Starting off with the Selection series. Book 1, The Selection. Book 2, The Elite. Book 3, The One. Book 4, The Heir. And Book 5, The Crown. I highly recommend this series. Well, it looks like a sweet fluffy series. It's absolutely not. This is a dystopian series, so it looks like it's really romantic. There is a romance in it, but the main theme is like war and a dystopian world. So I do highly recommend. It's a great series, and the covers are all beautiful too. And the 2 books in Kiera Cass's Betrothed series, The Betrothed and The Betrayed. I feel like this series was meant to be longer than 2 books, but it only ended up being a duology. I do still recommend it though. And Kiera Cass's fantasy standalone, The Siren. On to the Divergent quadrilogy, Divergent, Insurgent, Allegiant, and Four. If you're interested in the hardcover editions of these ones, this is the Catherine Tegan Books editions by Veronica Roth. On to the Nevermore series by Jessica Townsend. Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow. Wanda Smith, The Calling of Morrigan Crow. And Hollowpox, The Hunt for Morrigan Crow. I have not read book 4 as yet, but I am looking forward to reading it. On to the Skyward series by Brandon Sanderson. Book 1, Skyward. Book 2, Starsight. And Book 3, Cytonic. And these are part of the Delacorte Press edition. And now it's time for some standalones. The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty, Fields Gate by Aaron Lynch. Massive shout out to this book. This is the first book I picked up on my Mr. Francy Reads booktube channel. It has a special place in my heart and will always stay with me for that reason. It is called The Replacement, and it is by Brenna Jovanov. Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I don't have the rest of the series because I didn't like book 2, but I loved book 1. Winter House by Ben Gutterson. Charmed, Trickery Treat. Onto my Stephen King collection, Pet Cemetery. Some people have asked where I got this one. This is part of the Gallery Books edition. The Eyes of the Dragon, technically a fantasy, but I like to have my King books together. And Misery, arguably my favourite Stephen King book. Continuing on with my final horror, Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. There is no order for my standalones at the moment, but that will change at the end of the video. This is clearly not a horror or a psychological fiction. Unstoppable, My Life So Far by Maria Sharapova. Now on to some romance. This includes both straight and LGBTIQ+ romance. Listen to Your Heart by Casey West. P.S. I Like You by Casey West. Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Kate in Waiting by Becky Albertalli. Love Simon by Becky Albertalli, otherwise known as Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda. I've Got Your Number by Sophie Kinsella. Date Me Bryson Keller by Kevin Van Wy. They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Captive Prince by C.S. Picard. Conventionally Yours by Annabeth Albert. History's All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. Lucky in Love by Casey West. Dashing Through the Snow by Debbie Maycomber. The Gravity of Us by Phil Stamper. As Far As You'll Take Me by Phil Stamper. His First Family by Victoria Sue. Mr. Frosty Pants by Lita Blake. And Roomies by Christina Lauren. On to some sci-fi. The Calculating Stars by Mary Robinette Cowell. Bot Wars by J.V. Cade. Game Changer by Neil Shusterman or Schusterman. Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. Onto the Reckoners series, which is still sci-fi, by Brandon Sanderson. Steelheart, Book 1. Book 2, Firefight. And Book 3, Calamity. Onto some thrillers now. The Woman Outside My Door by Rachel Ryan. The Guest List by Lucy Foley. The Dead Girls Detective Agency by Susie Cox. The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. One of Us is Lying. One of Us is Next. And Two Can Keep a Secret, all by Karen M. McManus. Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. And this is more a mystery, The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Alright, on to my massive Brandon Sanderson collection. I can't believe I have this many books of his, but let's get through the insanity. The one book bind up of certain books from the Cosmere universe that does not want to sit on the shelf. Arcanum Unbounded, White Sand Volume 1, White Sand Volume 2, and White Sand Volume 3. These books are graphic novels, which is another way of saying comic books for adults. I'm not a fan of graphic novels, but they're part of the Cosmere universe, they're Brandon Sanderson's, and so I purchased them. The Emperor's Soul, and Elantris. There are more Sanderson books to come, but I had to pause here to explain this to you. All of the Sanderson books you see, they are all literally because of this very book you're looking at right now. This is the very, very first Brandon Sanderson book I read. It says Mistborn on the cover. It's book 1 in the Mistborn series. It's actually technically known as The Final Empire, and I love it to pieces. I could read it every single year. So, the Mistborn series, Era 1, Mistborn The Final Empire, Mistborn The Well of Ascension, and Mistborn The Hero of Ages. These editions are the Tor, T-O-R, press editions. Mistborn Secret History, Warbreaker, and most of Mistborn Era 2, Book 1, The Alloy of Law, Shadows of Self, and The Bands of Mourning. So that's books 1, 2, and 3. Book 4, The Lost Metal, has come out. I don't have it yet, but I'm hoping to read it in 2023. Edge Dancer, And the chunkers, and I do mean chunkers, these are very tall books, and each of them are at least 1,000 pages long chunker series that is called the Stormlight Archives. Book number 1, The Way of Kings. Book number 2, Words of Radiance. Book number 3, Oathbringer. And book number 4, Rhythm of War, which I have technically not read yet. If we count Arcanum Unbounded as one book, I have 16 Brandon Sanderson books, but these are just 16 fantasy Sanderson. You saw earlier the 2 sets of 3 books in 2 separate series of sci-fi of Sanderson I have. I have way too many. Should I be unhauling them? Let me know in the comments below. On to the Twilight Saga series. Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn, and these are all by Stephanie Meyer. Now on to some beautiful classic editions. The editions you're about to see are the Mina Lima editions, so let's begin. The Beauty and the Beast by Gabrielle Suzanne Bardot de Villeneuve. The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. The Little Mermaid and Other Fairy Tales by Hans Christian Andersen. And The Adventures of Pinocchio by Carlo Collodi. Once again, these are part of the Mina Lima editions. The Chance to Fly by Ali Stroker and Stacey Davidowitz. Water Wings by Morris Gleitzman. With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. Just Ella by Margaret Peterson Haddix. The first 2 books in the Arc of a Scythe trilogy, Scythe Book 1, Thunderhead Book 2 by Neil Shusterman. I did used to have Book 3, The Toll, but it really disappointed me, so I unhauled it. The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, and 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. And these are the final books on my shelves that I have read already. The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. Maurice by E.M. Forster. The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame. 1984 by George Orwell. A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. And the final book I've read that's on my shelf is And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. Oh, whoops, I jumped the gun there. I have a few more books on my bookshelf that I have actually read, and they include the first 2 books in the Coffee House Mystery series by Cleo Coyle, On What Grounds and Through the Grinder. I will definitely be reading more of these next year. The Christmas Box by Richard Paul Evans. Flipped for Murder by Maddie Day. Death in Castle Dark by Veronica Bond. To Helvetica and Back by Paige Shelton. Up to No Gouda by Linda Riley. And A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Winnie the Pooh by A.A. Milne. The House at Pooh Corner by A.A. Milne. And A Whole New World, A Twisted Tale. Legend, Prodigy, and Champion, all by Mari Lu, and they are all part of the Legend series. The Housemates by Ian Rob Wright, and Personal Demons, and Original Sin, both by Lisa Desroches. I mentioned earlier on the first book that I read on this channel. The first book that I picked up was actually the one in the middle here, Personal Demons. So I picked that one up first, then I finished the one I showed you earlier, then I finished this one. But it has a special place in my heart, Personal Demons. What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. Evermore by Alison Noel. Every Heart a Doorway and Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Shannon Maguire. These are the first 2 books in the Wayward Children series. And Midnight for Charlie Bone, by Jenny Nimmo, I actually began earlier this year. I ended up shelving it. I'm going to re-pick it up again in 2023. Now for books on my shelf that I have not read yet, but I plan to read in 2023. So here's a little bit of a sneak peek for you. Death of a Chocoholic by Lee Hollis. Your Welcome Universe by Whitney Gardner. Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. Tell Me 3 Things by Julie Bobaum, I think is how you say that. To All the Boys I Loved Before. P.S. I Still Love You. And Always and Forever Lara Jean. These are all by Jenny Han, and they are the 3 books in the To All the Boys I Loved Before trilogy. Beaches, Bungalows and Burglaries by Tonya Kappas, book number 1 in the Campers and Criminals Cozy Mystery series. Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This is book 1 in a separate series to the Immortals series, but it's still part of that Immortals universe. Sam by Ian Rob Wright. Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library by Chris Grabenstein. Beneath the Sugar Sky by Shannon Maguire. Have I Told You This Already by Lauren Graham. Furthermore by Tahara Murphy. These 2 books do not want to sit, so I'm going to say this quickly. Prince Caspian and The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, both by C.S. Lewis, part of the, what is it called? The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe Chronicles? Or Narnia Chronicles. And the last 2 books for this bookshelf tour, Latte Trouble and Murder Most Frothy, the next 2 books that I'm up to in the Coffee House Mystery series, both by Cleo Coyle. And that is it. Those are all of the books on all of my bookshelves. Now, since filming this bookshelf tour, I have unhauled a further 16 books. I currently have a total of 85 books to donate from all the books I've unhauled this year, and I'm looking forward to it. I love unhauling books at the end of the year. Do you? Let me know in the comments below. I think it's just a wonderful way to say goodbye to books that you have loved in the past, or maybe you didn't love, and then you say goodbye to them, you give them another chance at life, whilst also creating room in your bookshelves for the books that are coming in the new year. Keeping this in mind, let me know in the comments below of 1 or 2 books that you plan to unhaul this year, and 1 or 2 books that you'd be proud to show off in your bookshelf that's sitting there right now. But in the meantime, that is where I am going to leave it, letting you all go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do be kind and love one another, and spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. And until next time, you know what I'm going to say it with me. Happy reading. Bye, everyone.